Good afternoon today. I'm OJ Hicks. We're at the show Looking Beyond the Walls. I am hosting today with Odell Cleveland. How you doing today, Odell Cleveland?
Doing good, man. Listen, it's good to be on the show. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this show, you being the host. I just think that, it's good. And when you start talking about looking behind the walls, just let the people know what the show is all about.
Looking Beyond the Walls is going to be a show based off of the mental and what you're going through in the penitentiary or prison, as you should say.
Okay, so if someone says, hey, my brother, my cousin, my uncle got locked down for 3 years, then they go, we saw them in court. We saw the judge say, I sentence you to 3 years, I do this. So now this show is going to kind of like peel back the onion or roll back the curtain so people can have an idea what happens inside of those 3 years. Because for a lot of folks, the person comes in and then X amount of time later the person gets out. So as we talk about how it is, just to say 3 years, how it is, the first year that's like the middle time, and then when someone's getting ready to prepare to come home, what we call re-entry, we'll see how that works. And by the way, what makes you an expert? Why are you hosting the show? I'm better looking than you anyway. So why are you hosting the show? I should be hosting the show.
You're not better looking than me.
Okay.
But for one, I feel like I'm not gonna say I'm an expert, but
tell the people.
I'm experienced for sure. Definitely experienced in these situations as far as first time ever being incarcerated and going from a courthouse or the jail, that used to say, the jailhouse life to actual penitentiary and prison life is different. It's a very different experience, and you have to be able to adjust. So adjusting from going from jail to prison, you have to know the rules. You gotta.
Well, who the rules? Because you brought up an interesting point. So if I leave jail, Odell got locked up for whatever. So I'm in jail. I'm downtown in Guilford County Jail. Mm-hmm. Okay, I sit there. Either I get out on bond or I wait for my court date.
Right.
If there is such a thing as a bond. Okay, so my court date comes. I have my attorney, or if I can't afford an attorney, they give me an attorney. So I'm still good. Then I hope to get in front of the right judge, or how does all that work?
Yeah, you hope to get in front of the right judge, but I mean that's not guaranteed.
Wow.
That's not guaranteed unless maybe you have a good paid lawyer, that can wait an X amount of court dates to get you in front of that certain judge that's working that month on that day.
Wow. So it's so the system is going in.
Yeah.
Already. So how about if you get this court-appointed attorney or lawyer that's got a zillion cases and they run in the courtroom, paper flying everywhere. Nothing against them because we appreciate it. Yeah. Public defender. We appreciate that. But how does that usually work?
That's more of like it's a hassle.
Wow.
It's a hassle, because it's not like no type of strategic way they do things, you know what I'm saying? Like, not knocking them or nothing like that, but
we're happy for them.
Yeah, but they're trying to help, but they're not kind of helping, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And I say that because I had a court-appointed lawyer when I went to prison, and just like his lack of interest of trying to help, and I had my community service done, and I had my tickets and stuff paid for, or my restitution, or whatever you want to call it. I had those things paid for, just got a new lease on an apartment. I was able to get my first apartment, had my car, I had a job, everything, but he just didn't seem like he actually tried hard enough to help me, It was more so, hey, look, you sign these papers, you do this right here, then you out the way. Now I'm on to my next X amount of cases I got to deal with.
Well, what do you say? You're the host. What do you say to the people who are watching you? They said, but for you to be in court, you must have did something. Or is everybody in prison innocent?
I went to prison. I'm gonna speak for me. So I went to prison for robbery, and I went for conspiracy or robbery with a dangerous weapon. It was all the same thing, and that led up to me having to go to court for my probation hearing, which they didn't feel that, you know, I was doing what I was supposed to do on probation. So if you violate that, number one rule is prison time, you know? So for me, it's a first-hand experience, you know?
Okay. So you went in for robbery. I'm not going to ask you, did you rob anybody or not? You went in for robbery, so you went in. How was it when you first went into prison? Because you understand jail. Jail is here. Family member can come to see you. How was it when you went into prison? Where did you go?
My first prison that I went into was Polk. I went to Polk.
Where's Polk?
Polk is like near like Raleigh area.
Okay.
I think it's Butner or something like that.
Okay.
It's a youth prison. So I want to
How
say
old were you?
I was 21 turning 22.
Okay.
Yeah, 21 turning 22. So that's more so a youth prison for, I want to say like 17 or 18 until you're like 24 or
Okay.
25.
So how long did you stay there?
I stayed there for 4 months.
Okay. When did you come to the realization that, you know what, I'm in doggone prison. I'm in prison.
Yeah.
This is real now. This ain't
real.
no, this is real. How did that realization come to you?
Excuse me. That realization came to me when I actually like woke up my first day at Polk. Like I actually woke up thinking that I was at home.
Wow.
But I actually woke up and I was around like, it's like 32 other inmates in there. So
In one cell?
Nah, in one. It's a pod.
Okay.
It's a block. So they call it the block.
Okay.
You know. So you in this block, you in that block. You got 32 inmates in this block. You got 32 inmates in that block, and it's like a horseshoe. They call it a shoe.
Yeah.
So when I woke up in my block, I see this guy sleep. You know, this guy may be up. You may have the CO walking around. So after seeing that,
What's a CO? What's a CO?
CO's correction officers. Come on.
But folks here,
You gotta know the slang. You gotta know the slang.
May have never been to prison before.
You gotta know the slang.
They don't know what a CO is.
The CO.
Okay, they may think you think about a CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
Just take the E out the CEO.
Well, you tell them because they're sitting there looking at you. They're coming talking to you. Talk to me,
Yeah.
Talk to me.
So that's the CEO.
All right.
Which, and it's multiple times. It's multiple times that my mind was registered and thinking about the outside world a lot of times, because that's how I had to handle my mental. It was to make sure I stay focused on what I wanted when I came home. And it was times that I seen, you know, the dangerous things, which reminded me, okay, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I gotta.
What's the dangerous things? You said two things that I don't understand, and maybe your audience don't understand. You said you had to hide your mental and the dangerous things. Can you explain to the audience what the dangerous things are and hide the mental, what those terms mean? Because if they continue to watch you, they'll know what you're talking about. And they'll know the slang. They'll know the slang.
The dangerous things, as far as like seeing stabbings, you know, seeing people being raped.
Wow.
You know.
In prison?
Yeah, in prison.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's a myth, you know.
Yeah.
It's a myth. Not every guy gets raped, but, you know, unfortunately, I've seen that, and thank God I haven't been a victim of that.
Wow.
Because, you know.
But hide your mental. What does hide your mental mean? Before that, have you ever seen someone get killed?
Yeah.
I mean, not saying you saw a dead person. Actually, you saw the person getting killed.
Yeah.
So what do you do? so you and your pod, everybody's down there in prison, quote unquote, and someone start fighting or gonna kill someone. What does everybody do? Because usually, if you see a fight, society says you stop and break it up. But are those not the rules for prison?
No way.
So no way. So you don't go break up anything in prison. That's the CO's jobs.
I mean, unless it's like if it's like gang affiliated or something like that, you know. I mean,
but you're not gang affiliated.
Yeah, I'm not gang affiliated. So that's the only time that somebody breaks up a fight. You know, like your homies or whatever like that. Homies, of course, quote, since Odell wants to slang, the homies are your other affiliates or whatever.
Got you. Okay.
But besides that, I've seen inmates attack COs.
Oh wow.
You know,
correctional officer.
Yeah, that's
so people just wilding in prison sometimes.
That's how I go. Like they're against them, you know, and then you got people in there that's in there and have nothing to lose.
Wow.
And you have COs, correctional officers, going home, but they don't know that these people don't have nothing to lose. They know, but they don't know, okay, it was that individual that I messed with, that I antagonized, that, you know, I pushed his buttons all the time, you know. So I done seen some COs have to get on a helicopter too. They were
so
severely
get on
hurt.
the helicopter means that they're rushing them out to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm catching on to the slang.
You got to catch up, man.
I got to catch up. Okay. Well. Okay. I I'm the old guy who have to catch up. So here it is. People get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Your mental. Protect your mental. What does you said? I have to protect my mental from the outside or the inside.
When I say that, it's more so like being strong. You know.
Mentally strong.
Got it. You can't let what nobody say or what somebody does or do affect what you know is right. You know what I'm saying? Because everything happens out of a thought.
Wow.
You know, everything is a thought. Just somebody said, "Hey, look, let's create something for us, a table. We're gonna call it a table. We're gonna call it a desk." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just the simple things like that. Like you have to be able to protect yourself from the negativity as well.
So I'm in prison. I have certain people coming to me to join, not the gang, join a clique because it's protection and safety and cliques.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's protecting me physically. Mentally, I have to protect myself by careful of the negativity coming in. But how about if I have children or I have my mother's birthday or I've seen this before and I felt so sad. A friend of mine years ago died.
Mm-hmm.
They brought his son was in prison, so they brought his son to the funeral, but they brought him in shackles and chains to the funeral. Where many would say they were glad that he was able to come to his father's funeral, but just the whole idea of here it is, two tall white guys with him. He's shackled. He really could barely walk because you know that shuffle you have when you shackled. Yeah. And even though he had on the suit, it looked so. This is my opinion. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard that he had to come in there chained up like that. Do guys go home for funerals all the time?
Not that I know of. Like I've maybe known like two people that was in my block that went to like for a funeral.
Uh-huh.
But you know they came back and said that they wasn't shackled. So you got to think of the severity of that inmate. Like, are they dangerous? Will they escape? Will they try to escape? You know what I'm saying? So, like, it may be a reason why they shackled.
Gotcha.
And then again, you got to think about what correctional officer is on staff for that day, too. Because you might have, like, excuse my language, but you might have an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You might have somebody
So if you get a butthole on staff that day, you saying that officer has he or she has the ability to make those decisions, whether I go out to my mother's funeral in shackles or not.
Yeah. Yeah. They can do whatever they want to do. They do it inside the prison. They do whatever they want. They have that right. They got the key. They got the key to the streets. They got the key to the shackles. They do.
So help me. So you in there for 3 years. You miss mama. You miss girlfriend. You miss all that. So now you got in.
I didn't have no girlfriend.
Okay, you didn't have no girlfriend. Okay.
I didn't have no girlfriend.
All right. So you miss all that. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm the average person.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so they missed that. So now you get acclimated to prison life.
Mm-hmm.
You went from jail to prison, and now you have, say, 2 years left. What do you do with that year? We talk about people get their GEDs, people get high school diplomas. Back in the day, people got college degrees, people learn skills, trades, people read, people find religion, people lose religion, people do a lot of things. What usually happen in that time period to keep one mind strong? I know a lot of guys lift weights, a lot of guys. What's that all about?
Well, like, that's a good question, because the things that you do while you're incarcerated, you know, that will affect how you will come out too.
Wow.
So
unpack that for me.
So
the old guy with the bald head. The old guy with the bald head. Help the old guy with the bald head.
So like, for me, my first year,
yes,
it was more so, for one, finding out how I'm gonna survive.
What does you mean by survive? What does that mean? Survive mean what?
Okay, for one, I love to eat.
Okay.
And I love to eat good food.
So
that food that they got
uh-huh.
is terrible.
So how do you get food in because any other food would be called contrabands, right?
I mean, you got commissary.
Okay.
You got commissary or canteen, whatever, you know, some people call it. You know, that's people put money on your account.
Oh, so inside the prison, we have commissary and canteens like any place else. So it's like, you're in prison, so you're going to get this. This is what you're going to get to eat.
Yeah.
It's almost like free and reduced lunch. You're going to get this. You're entitled to this. But if you want Starbucks or you want Panera Bread or something like that, you go to the canteen if you have your own money to pay for additional things or eat better food.
Yeah.
What happened to the person who can't afford it?
It depends on what type of person it is. You might have that person that's hungry and he may take it, or you might have that person that may ask, or you may have that person that may do something to get it. You know, it's all type of.
So here we are.
I'm just
you
saying.
Rich and I'm poor, so I'm eating the low level stuff.
I mean, it's all low level, but in there. Yes.
In the ranking order, you eating the good stuff. You coming back with the cake and ice cream.
You coming back with the ice cream.
You got the stuff
cake,
smelling good. I'm looking at you like, yo, brah. So really, the currency in prison may not always be money.
It could be food.
Food could be currency.
Yeah.
Okay, so a bag of potato chips. What's a bag of potato chips worth?
36 cents.
So people may not know stocks and bonds and the stock market, but people understand what's the most valuable commodity as relate to food in prison that's being traded.
All right, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. At some point in time, my mother lost her job when I was in prison. She got fired from United Healthcare. She'd been working there over 10 years straight, faithfully. So I told her, I said, hey, look, I'm good. And I never told her this neither. Well,
you get ready to tell everybody. You get ready to tell 1 million people.
But look, this is what I did, right? So
don't say anything that violates you, because I understand that you're still on probation, right, or parole.
No. I'm on parole.
Okay.
No, it's nothing bad.
Okay.
But it's just a way to eat. So, all right. It's called the store.
The store?
Yeah, the store.
Okay.
So, in my cell, if my mom had a chance to send me some money,
yes,
or if I had a chance to like stack up some money on my account,
yes,
I stack up like $60 to like $75 on my account.
Okay.
I get like 2 or 3 boxes of soups, which 24 come in there in a pack. So I get like 3 boxes of soups. I get everything in bulk, and I
from the commissary.
Yeah, from the commissary, from their store.
Okay.
But this the juice store right here. This my store.
The juice store. Okay,
So-
juice.
So if people that did have money or whatever like that, I would give them a suit, but you got to give me 2 suits back.
Wow. So a can of soup.
Nah, it's not a can. It's the.
Oh, okay. I don't know nothing. I never been to prison. I'm sorry.
I
I
mean,
never been
look.
to prison. I'm sorry.
It's soup. It's not a can or like that.
It's like a bag of soup,
Yeah,
like
it's a
dry
bag of
soup, like dry. Okay, okay.
If it was a can soup, you know how many people would be making all types of weapons out of that can.
See, I don't know.
You got to put the hat back on.
I got to
man.
put the hat. I got to put the hat back on. Because see, I never been to prison, so I don't know that a soup can is a weapon. You're absolutely right. I don't know.
People make weapons out of a bed spring.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so soup without a can.
Yeah, soup without a can. All right, so I would get everything in bulk, like how you go to Sam's Club.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I wouldn't get nothing to drink. Maybe like juice packets
Yeah.
or like waters or something like that, like a box of water or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just give out. All right, well, such and such owe me.
So you keep the tallies.
Yeah.
You got inventory, tallies, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how I eat. And but at the same time, that's another way to build that. And if a person was like $35 or $40 in debt, but they gonna click, clicking mean they gonna click that money.
Okay, so they're gonna pay you back.
Yeah,
they're gonna pay off their debt.
They're gonna pay off their debt.
Yeah.
It's just they got it set up to they only get paid maybe like once or twice a month or whatever.
How do you mean they get paid? They're in prison. How do you get paid in prison?
I mean, it's one of them type of people. They family send them like
got you. Okay,
X amount of money once or twice a month to last them throughout the. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
those type of people, yeah, you got credit.
Okay, so you got credit in prison now. So what makes my credit good in prison? I know I got a credit score. So in prison, do I have a credit score also?
Yeah, but it's not numerical.
So entrepreneurism.
Yeah.
Or hustling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
how did you learn that?
I mean, it's just being in a box, for so long.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Then your mom really can't send you money like that, and your cousin sending you money too, as much as he can. But it's not as much as it was when mom was sending it to you. So it's like at some point in time, like you got to figure out a plan to eat in here, because I mean they feeding you, but they not really feeding you. I mean what you want.
Right.
So that's why I say you got to go back to that survival mode. You might have to eat that. You might have to bust down the chicken, that they give you. You may get that like once a month. You get baked chicken like once a month, and you might not even get that. So you might have to use.
What's the normal thing they usually get? Because on TV we see beans and slop.
Man.
I know that's the main thing.
We always get beans.
Beans.
We always get these fake burgers that got these little red specks in it.
Okay.
We get these counterfeit mashed potatoes.
Okay.
And
but somebody would say you're in prison. You better be happy for anything you can get.
Yeah. You got to. You have to work with it. You have to work with it, because if not, you're gonna starve.
Okay, so how does one? So you survived the store in the store. You maybe put my hat back on because I don't understand. Now you a year from getting out. How do you protect your mental, your mind that I want to get out? And some other guys in there who got life or they getting out for a while, they don't like you, so they're gonna try to get you violated and all this kind of stuff. Your time. When I say violated, meaning your time. So you don't get out when you're supposed to get out, you get more time. How did you handle all that? Because it looked like if I'm ready to get out and I'm ready to get out, but my enemy's like, man, I don't like Odell, so I'm gonna set him up or do something, or I'm gonna go to the CO, correction officer, or something. How do you handle all that? Have you ever seen that happen before?
Yeah. More so like on the gang side, they may have somebody that may be fresh into a gang and then like they about to go home. I know this one dude, he had me call his mom to let him know where he was, what prison that he possibly would be going to when he was going to be released from home.
Wow.
And like within like matter of fact, I was on lockup then. Like within like 4 or 5 hours.
What's lockup?
Lockup is solitary confinement. Yeah.
So you went from store owner to solitary confinement to everything.
And I was on. So he wanted me to call his mom. I called his mom. Within like 30 minutes, he was getting sent to the hole.
Why?
He assaulted an officer.
Why did he assault the officer?
His big homie told him to do it.
Oh, that's what you say. When you gang affiliated, the big homie is the guy in charge or the girl in charge. So they says, okay, Odell, to be in this gang, I know you're going home in 2 weeks, but I want you to go and assault this officer for me. But my big homie, the gang affiliate, know that that's going to give me about another 6 months in prison.
Yeah. It's a year now.
But why would my big homie want me to have another year if he's looking out for me?
You got guys who's lonely, man. Guys
who's lonely? So what? I get a whole nother year in prison because he don't want me to leave?
That's how I go.
This ain't buddy. Come on, this ain't no hobby. I'm trying to get my freedom back.
I know. That's how I go though. It's tough. So like.
But how if I tell him no? I want to go home and see my people.
That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm about to get into. Like, for the people, I done had a lot of people try to steer me in this direction right here. They want me to be gang. They want me to sell drugs. They want me to wash their back in the shower. You know, they want me to do gang affiliate things.
Wash their back or wash their back?
Like watch, like.
Okay,
like,
you watching
like
in the shower, you sitting there like a security guard.
Yeah, because any time people get stabbed in the shower at any point in time. It's not no going to the bathroom, locking the door, sliding the shower. No, it's not nothing like that.
It's wide open, so the shower is one of the most vulnerable places.
Yeah.
Okay, now you selling drugs in prison. You in prison. Nobody don't sell drugs in prison. How you get drugs in prison?
What? There's so many. I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Tell the people
before I get into that right there. I knew it was real when I seen a dude. He made a syringe out of a chicken bone.